Howdy, hey, Randall K. coming to you with this first installment of Plug-in Intervention. So what is plug-in intervention? Well, it's like this. I've been doing desktop music production since 1990 when I bought a copy of Cakewalk for DOS on a 5 1/4 inch diskette. But I've always been a sucker for free or deeply discounted plugins, especially over the last decade or so. And let me demonstrate the problem here. I'm going to launch Cakewalk. Yes, I'm still using Cakewalk after all these years. And 890 plugins. Now, assuming that, there are some duplicates, okay? I've got both VST3 and VST2 versions of the same plugin. So let's say it's half. There are 445 plugins, and that doesn't count the individual contact libraries. So what I'd like to do here is not do a demo of plugins, no exhaustive demo or, review. I'm just going to start going through some of these things that I've either never opened at all, or I've just poked around, never using a project, and just kind of play with them a little and get your vote. Is it something I should keep, or is it time to vote that guy off the island? Now, with 890 plugins, of course, it'd take a long time to do one at a time. And since I'm probably as old as your grandfather, that would take a real long time. So, I was thinking maybe do a couple instruments and maybe one or two audio effects at a time. So with that, let's start a new project here. And starting on the instrument side, got to have instruments in order to do effects, right? I've got them sorted by, type, VST3, VST2, DirectX. Yes, I've even got some DirectX plugins. Yeah. Anyway, can you take a guy seriously that's got DirectX plugins and is running a free DAW, Cakewalk by BandLab? Well, as I mentioned, I bought Cakewalk for DOS back in 1990, and I've upgraded through the years. When they added audio, it became Cakewalk Pro Audio, and then it eventually went to the Sonar X series, X1, X2, X3. I don't remember how far it went. And then they were just doing the Sonar Gold and Platinum. I don't know, do they have a bronze? I don't remember. And then eventually Gibson Brands got a hold of the product. And they were doing a subscription model. And they also had a pay once, a lifetime subscription model. Pay this one lump sum and you get updates forever. Well, updates until they can the product. It didn't last very long. It didn't seem like it anyway. But fortunately, BandLab in Singapore picked it up. And they still offer a free version, for us who have paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars over the decades for the various Cakewalk upgrades. It's great to see that it still survives. So if I'd waited, 30 years or so, I could have gotten it for free. But then I wouldn't know the half of what I know today. Anyway, all that for free. So back to, this explains why I'm using Cakewalk by BandLab, the free one. They've got a subscription model now, but right now the free one does everything I need to do, everything that the old paid versions used to do. I'm able to open up projects that are like 15 years old and all is great. So no complaints from me. If it works, don't break it. All right, instruments. VST3 here. I don't know if you can read this. I'm actually running on a lower resolution display so that for YouTube purposes, maybe you can kind of see what I'm doing. It's going to be kind of awkward for me to bounce around because I'm used to working at a much higher resolution. Anyway, all that for free. VST3, Arturia. I've got a couple of free things here. Analog Lab V, I guess it's really Analog Lab Play, they call it now. So let's go ahead and drop in an instance of that into our project. Things take slower or take longer when I'm running OBS along with Glock. So Analog Lab Play, yeah, pretty cool. It's got comes with a bunch of free presets. I don't know how many are here. At least 100 of various types. You've got them categorized here: bass, brass and winds, drums, electric piano keys, lead, organ, pad. Wait, you also get piano, sequence, sound effects, strings, vocal. I guess that's it. That's it. Hey, if I was just starting out, this would be a really cool way to go, just to get some bread and butter kind of sounds and start making some tracks. But anyway, I've never used this thing in a project. Just barely kind of just plunked around with it, just hit some presets and stuff. And just recently I was going through these drums, and as far as I can tell, what's free, even though like subtle kick, steel drum, there's some like one-off kind of things. There is a full, well, kind of a full kit, 808 drum kit here. It's got showing up. You got some, basically a kick pitched up for like an octave. Same with snare, only it's like half an octave. Got some claps just for a little bit. Got closed hi-hat, sort of kind of, I guess it's supposed to be open hi-hat. And that's wood block, I don't know. Oh, you gotta love that. That's like the electronic cowbell from 808 and the drum machines back in the day. In fact, it reminds me of somewhere around here I've got a Casio PT120, I think it is, that I've had since the 80s, before desktop, before computer sequencing and DAWs and all that. I hang on to it just for nostalgia's sake, but it's got a built-in rhythm section, and these sounds kind of remind me of that. Anyway, so we got some drums. Why don't, because we can, let's beats 4. Let's do a 4 bar thing. 16. I could have typed it in, and let's rename this to. It's weird working at a lower resolution. Kick, whatever, and we want to do snare. It's an octave up, so 36. Note 48, right? All right. I wish you could just double click and rename, but what do you want for free DAW, huh? Kick, snare, and then we got claps. Claps are C to G up a fifth, 7 semitones, so that's 55. We'll call that, rename that to clap. Billie Jean at my door. Oh, okay, whatever. Hey, it's an 808 kit, so we go, very 80s kind of thing. All right, how about, we've got augmented strings intro. How about we lay like a pad over this of some sort, and augmented strings intro demo. So another free thing, of course. Like I said, I'm a sucker for free and deeply discounted. Similar, we got great, selection of stuff. You'll get all of them. I don't know, probably maybe 30 some, 40 there. I don't know. But how about a pad of some kind? How about we go exploratory? And this layout reminds me more of a contact library where you've got the A side, B side, and you mix them together. And it seems like I had an earlier version of this. This morph dial was a lot bigger, kind of reminded me more of a Labs kind of thing. Spitfire Labs sort of instrument. Anyway, so just color. Okay, it just makes it brighter. Oh, time shapes the timing and movement to the sound. So motion adds motion and movement. Sounds to me just like an LFO. FXA. And what are the effects? Can we... Mod wheel, can we... And that's like an undo. Undo history. All sounds off. There's a panic button. And then what does settings do? Global settings. All right. Because I've never done anything with this. I just wonder if there's a place to, these, you can set FXA and FXB. Is that just the level of the ACE? Well, there's sliders here. So where do you determine what the effects are on A or B? Y'all out there are screaming at me, gosh, doofus, it's the bubble, can't you just click here, whatever. So, well, apparently I'm not that bright because it doesn't stand out to me right away how I can, what FXA is. This amount, this helps us adjust the amount of effects on layer A, but can I see what those effects are? Well, there's delay, there's a delay and reverb here. Oh, I get it. See, so delay and reverb. So we got, turn reverb all the way up, and I don't know if it's that much different. I thought maybe these effects, delay and reverb, and this is determines how dry or how wet the signal of these effects on the A section, the B section, but yeah, I guess it's, but if I turn them all the way down to 0, it shouldn't matter how much reverb I put on it, but that's not, I'm still getting reverb, so I don't know. So, won't belabor this. Let's just go ahead and put something down here. How about something, since we're going really just basic with the 8-beat here, let's do something really cliche. And my step record windows up on the other monitor. Let's see, like 1564. How's that sound? Key of C. Why not? 1 chord per measure. 1, 5, 6, 4. There we go. And if you don't know how to make chords, hey, no problem. They're made for you with this MIDI pack you can get. But I would encourage you just to learn how to make chords. It's not difficult. They're pretty foundational to Western harmony. Once you know the idea of a major scale, and maybe you get adventurous and learn natural minor scale, you just build, thirds on the scale degrees, and you've got chords. It's amazing. Anyway, All right, let's not belabor this. Now that we got some audio down, let's go to our audio effects side. VST3, what do we got? We've got TugGlicento or TugGlicento. I don't know. Well, we don't want to put on the drums, do we? I don't know. Where's my, yeah, got to scroll up to see the whole channel strip. Okay, let's add this to our augmented strings that we just put down. Like that. And from what I can tell, just looking at this again, I think maybe I opened it weeks ago, months ago, years ago. I don't remember. It's basically a glitch sequencer, and just looking at it reminds me a lot of the glitch sequencer on DS Thorn. I don't know if you're familiar with that. One of my favorite synths. If we get to that in this plugin intervention, that one's not going, okay? DS Thorn is like really great synth. Really like it. I'm hanging on to that one, just so you know. All right. So we've got this glitch sequencer. We've got 5 sort of tracks, each with step grids that you can change here. You know, they're like to just a whole note and up to what it goes up to 32 steps. And I think that's per measure, I think. It's got 16 is the default, I guess. And then you can, how fast it goes across each grid, that can be changed with speed and duration. That reminds me of Isotope's Brake Tweaker. That was another deeply discounted one. I got a few years back. I think $10 I paid for that, something like that. Isotope Brake Tweaker. This was free. TugGlicento, and is it TugGlicento? I don't know, something Glicento, and a volume for each effect, the pan left and right, and then you've got different effects you can put on each lane, I guess. Reverb, delay, chorus, flanger, decimator, distortion, phaser, pitch shift, comb filter, repeater, vibrato, tremolo, and ring modulator. And then there's attack and decay for each lane. And then there's this overall, I guess. We've got an ADS envelope. It's not ADSR. And then we just have an envelope. I don't know. Oh, that's for each, no, it's an overall, that's for each lane. Yeah, too. So you've got, can set, like an filter, low pass, band pass, high pass. My eyesight here with the bright light, no filter. And then cut off frequency, and then the Q, you can narrow the band for each one. And then sync, random, interesting. LFO depth, LFO frequency, so you can modulate that filter with an LFO. And then here are the different, for each effect, you can set their parameters here for reverb, delay, chorus, flanger, decimator, distortion. But there are more types than that. Oh, yeah, I guess it's whatever. And here's where we got global, wet and dry, signal volume. I'm an old man. I should have my reading glasses on. I'm not sure what that says. And then reset all. We got to save, delete, so you can, your patches. There are a bunch of presets here. I don't know, pick one, anyone. Well, that's interesting. Let's kind of move that down and let's play this. Oh, how about we loop this thing here? Beep. There we go. It's gonna go rhythmic. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, that's what the repeater is there. This. I don't know. It's got some potential. I kind of like that. Oh, and you can do it after effect or below or before, pre or post kind of thing. What if we change that? Which one is this on? This is on 4. That's in the repeater. What if we did a high pass on that repeater instead? And narrowed the skew. All right, top 10 hit on the way. Shall I go through and do a bass line and melody and Behringer, another vintage. What do we got for vintage here? What is Behringer Vintage? Oh, it's pulling up Synth Suite. Okay. Oh, it's donationware. Factory presets. What do we got? A bass, Reagan Seek, Detroit bass. Isn't that fun? And it seems like it would take quite a while to dig into this one. And does this scale? Oh, it does. Well, that's a nice. Hey, that's worth something right there. A scalable UI. Registered. All right. So we've got an LFO, VCO, and a VCF. So it's like a one oscillator, one LFO, one filter. Oh, via LFO2, VCO2. So 2 oscillator. 2 VCF, 2 FLOs, 2 LFOs, and then that's for, So you can change the volume of the 1 and 2, the 2 oscillators. You can play them in unison. We've got some vibrato. And then, I was thinking we might have just an ADSR kind of envelope somewhere, but not seeing that with D2, 2 envelopes, envelope amount, cutoff frequency, resonance, and it can be slave up, down, L, up, low pass, high pass. Gotcha. Oh, our ADSR is here, right? Or no? I would think you would let you change that. Can you just drag? Okay, can this one. So there's our ADSR there. You can change the attack, decay, sustain, and then the release time there. And that node is what it is, depending on the difference between the sustain and the release level. I get it. it's I was going to do baseline, I know, but I thought maybe there'd be something ethereal. Just wanted to see how lush you could get with the two oscillators and the two VCOs, well, the two VCOs and the two VCFs. It seems like you need a whole lot of effects to really make this into something. And I think about color. Unison, vibrato. I don't know. All you Behringer, what was this? Vintage? People out there screaming, "Oh, that's such a powerful synth, dude. You don't know what you're doing with it." Maybe. Anyway, I'm not gonna let this go on for minutes and minutes and minutes. So on the chopping block, up for vote, we've got the two Arturia things, freeware things, the analog lab play, augmented strings intro, and Behringer Vintage. And then on the effects side, the two-rule TugGlicento. So in the comments below, let me know which one should stay on the island and what's time to go.
The tribe has spoken.
To clear out these nearly 900 plugins. Anyway, should I keep them in my plugin lineup? Let me know in the comments below what you think. And no doubt, because I have a lot of plugins to go through, there'll be another installment of plugin intervention. Thanks for helping me out, okay? Till next time.